We have some crazy new details about Spider-Man Brand New Day and the Hulk that we have to talk about today. Plus, we have an official casting for Tombstone in the MCU, and there's a crazy rumor going around about Peter Parker and the Hulk and a really interesting connection that they might have. Plus, on top of that, some more information about the reset of the MCU. What exactly is the reset going to look like? We get a little bit of insight from a new report. So starting with some really big news, we have an official casting for Tombstone coming from Deadline in an exclusive. They state Marvin Jones III to play crime boss Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And according to insider Daniel RPK, he was actually going to play Tombstone in El Muerto, which got canceled with Bad Bunny. So seems like Sony likes him, seems like Marvel likes him. They're keeping him around, and they state exclusive. While production on Spider-Man Brand New Day has been paused for a week after star Tom Holland suffered a concussion on set, casting on the project continues as Marvin Jones III has been tapped for the role of Tombstone, sources tell Deadline. So if you didn't hear right away, Tom Holland did get hurt on set. He hit his head. He has a concussion. I don't want to say mild concussion because they don't really know. He went to an event the day after and he had to leave early because he wasn't feeling well. He didn't crack his head open or anything like that, but he is taking a week off the set. So thoughts and prayers go out to him. But Tombstone is just one of many villains that is going to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day. What we've been hearing is that there's going to be sort of a montage in the beginning of Spider-Man Brand New Day where Spider-Man's going to fight just like a bunch of villains. And during these fights, he's going to get different suits as well. I'm sure some of them kind of rough up his suits, and eventually he'll go on to just keep improving his suit one after another. And if you didn't hear, Tom Holland confirmed that his new suit is actually taken inspiration from Tobey Maguire's suit and Andrew Garfield's suit. He literally confirmed this and said Peter in this universe, in the MCU universe, is like looking up to his older brothers, and that's how he gets inspiration from his suit. And he even called out the fans and said, yeah, like they've noticed that, and I love that they have noticed that. Will Tombstone be kind of one of the bigger villains, or will he be a part of this montage? We do not know at this point in time. We do know that Tom Holland's Peter Parker is going to fight a handful of villains during this montage, and that even they're going to do a little bit of a time jump in this montage as well. Maybe they do a time jump to when college is done for MJ and Ned, since we know they're going to be in the movie, or maybe it's just a couple of years. We don't know, but of course, if we hear anything, we'll keep you up to date. Now, another interesting thing about this is that Marvin Jones III was actually the voice of Tombstone in Into the Spider-Verse. So a lot of people are wondering, is this a variant perhaps? Is that universe kind of going into our universe? I don't think that's the case, although it certainly could be. Anything is possible right now with the multiverse, including some type of a crossover with the animated universe and Sony's Spider-Man universe with ours. But he does kind of have a really good look to play Tombstone. Imagine him without the beard there, or maybe he keeps the beard. He has a good look to play Tombstone. So I think he just knows the character at this point because he's voiced him, and he was going to do him in El Muerto. So they said, hey, throw him in this, put him in Spider-Man Brand New Day. He can play Tombstone. Again, we're not sure if he's going to play a major role or not, but hey, Tombstone is finally in the MCU. And according to Alex Perez from thecosmiccircus.com, who recently did a Q&A, the plan still is for 616 Norman Osborn, not a variant of Norman Osborn, but 616 Norman Osborn is still planned to eventually face Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So we know that they have plans for eventually down the road for Peter Parker to go up against Kingpin, the Venom symbiote, and now they're adding Norman Osborn to the mix. It sounds like they're probably building up to some type of Sinister Six. I hope that's what they're building up to, but keep in mind that Peter Parker, our Spider-Man, Tom Holland, is going to survive the reset of the MCU, and we don't really know what's going to happen after that. There is the possibility that a lot of these villains could be reset in the MCU's reset, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. Now, as far as the Hulk is concerned, according to Alex Perez from that same Q&A, in Spider-Man Brand New Day, the Hulk is going to be scarier than ever before. He might even kill someone. So this means we really are finally getting back Savage Hulk. So it seems like everything we've been hearing is true. This is going to be the movie that finally gets the Hulk to Hulk out again. So we obviously know he's going to be in this movie with the Punisher and something happens that causes him to Hulk out again, and the Punisher is going to try to take him down, but it seems like Peter Parker is going to try and stop the Punisher from actually killing him because, of course, he knows, everybody should really know, that the Hulk is Bruce Banner. But that's great news. We're finally going to be getting just the Hulk that we've missed this entire time, the Hulk that we should have had this entire time, just a Savage Hulk again. And speaking of Savage Hulk, there's a very interesting rumor, and I really stress that this is a rumor, not confirmed in any way. It is coming from the account The Marvelous Geek, not an insider to my knowledge. I don't know if they're the originator of this rumor, but some people did ask me about this and I wanted to address it, but not confirmed. We're going to act like this is not going to happen. But the rumor says it will be revealed that Hulk unintentionally killed Peter Parker's parents during the Battle of New York in the Avengers, the first Avengers film. Now that is pretty intense, like really, really intense, but it kind of makes sense. Now it doesn't follow the typical story of Peter Parker's parents' death. Originally in the comics, his father Richard was a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. and his mother Mary was a CIA member, and they die in a plane crash that was sabotaged. So this goes against that. However, in the Ultimates universe, when Bruce Banner originally gets the Hulk serum, Peter Parker's parents are there, and there's a big accident when Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk and his parents end up dying. So in the Ultimates universe, the Hulk did kind of kill his parents. So this would kind of be taking a play from that book, but this would be absolutely crazy for them to do. Don't know if they're going to do that. I really don't know, but you can imagine there would be a pretty big payoff at the end of Spider-Man Brand New Day, where it would pretty much, in my mind, go down like this. They reveal at some point in time in the movie that the Hulk accidentally killed his parents, but at the end, he's going to come to terms with, okay, you know what? It wasn't actually the Hulk. It was Loki and Thanos' army who were invading the Earth and attacking people and destroying everybody. The Avengers came, tried to save everybody, and unfortunately, there was collateral damage to that. The Hulk didn't go out in the first Avengers film and intentionally kill anybody, right? And the only reason they were there, the only reason any of that happened was because of Loki and was because of Thanos' army. That's probably how it's going to end, right? He's going to realize it wasn't the Hulk's fault, but that could give us kind of an interesting tie into Avengers Doomsday if he realizes, hey, it wasn't your fault, Bruce. It was Loki's fault. And then we go into Avengers Doomsday where Loki is actually good and the Avengers are going to have to fight with Loki. That could be a pretty interesting tie there. Loki could be responsible for the death of Peter Parker's parents. That might be really interesting. But again, this is a rumor. We're going to treat it as such. If it happens, great, but we're going to act like it's not going to happen. And to top it all off, like I mentioned, in that same Q&A, Alex Perez did talk about the reset. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has confirmed that the MCU is indeed going to reset after Avengers Secret Wars, or maybe, like I'm kind of predicting, during Avengers Secret Wars, or maybe even at the end of Avengers Doomsday. Either way, we are getting a reset of our timeline. And when asked about what that reset might look like, Alex Perez said this: "It'll just be a quick scrub of details the MCU wants to sort of forget and redo. This will involve the resurrection of some heroes and villains, as well as the erasure of some minor events that bother fans and Kevin Feige. But all in all, it will be like 75 to 80% the original timeline with some minor changes." So this is actually what we've been hearing for a pretty long time now. Like for years now, we've been hearing that that's what Marvel Studios' plans were. The entire multiverse is going to get destroyed in Doomsday or Secret Wars. And from there, Kevin Feige is basically going to pick and choose what he wants to survive, what he wants to get rid of. So some projects that he might not have liked so much that he was, forced to make because they had a quota from Disney, he'll probably be getting rid of those. And he's going to keep people like Spider-Man and hopefully the Scarlet Witch. And it sounds like Sam Wilson's Captain America and other really big heroes. But also at the same time, it does give Marvel Studios and Marvel actors the opportunity to kind of end the story for some of them. And Kevin Feige's already said, hey, they're going to recast characters like Iron Man and Captain America eventually in this new reset universe. universe. So this lines up with pretty much everything that we've heard before, except in our new universe, those changes, they're actually going to be pretty big in my own opinion, because we're going to get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four in one universe. And it sounds like a lot of different universes are going to be combined into one. So in my opinion, it's going to be some pretty big changes, but it sounds like just a good amount of characters from our current universe are going to survive this reset. That's what I think he's talking about right here. So like I said, a lot of news we just went over. Go ahead and let me know what you think about all of this, and let me know if you're really excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day and if you're excited for the reset of the MCU. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news. And you can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.